hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. This is Voice of Reason, in case you didn't know, and I'm glad you could join me one more time. Shout out to the people who've been with me this whole time. Shout out to my first time viewers. We're going to jump right in. Who's more tired to have sex in a relationship in a two-income household? Is it a fair debate even across the board? So, nothing is ever one-sided. There's always going to be a debate. As a man, do I go along with what most men feel? So ladies, you have to be open-minded here. If I ask most men who live in a two-income household with their partner, they're going to definitely most likely say the women is the lazier partner. You got to understand, it's even like that 50-50 relationship scenario. I don't know how long ago did I talk about that, or even when. I hope I'm not confusing that with something I watched. But there's a different energy when the woman has to work just as hard as the man for things to stay afloat. You know what I mean? Sorry, ladies, you have emotions. Admit that. So working at the same magnitude as your guy may cause you to be a little more cranky, grouchy, less in the mood as often. But I will defend the fact that there are some couples or some men and women, if they're fortunate to cross each other's path, that sex drive is high. You see, what women will never understand, no matter how hard a man works, if your physicality is a match, you know, how he views you, how much he's into you physically. I know you don't want that to be the base, but the more he's into that, like you just do it for him. Like you could arouse him by a look. You don't even have to touch your man. A look, the way you walk, the way you talk. If that alone arouses him, I promise you, no matter how tired he is, he always got time for that. If he's of health, drive, etc., to be in that. You know what I mean? If you know, erectile dysfunction is a thing, you know, especially when we get up there in age. But I'm talking about the healthy men. I got to vouch for them. If they look at you as this beautiful creature that you are, and again, are aroused immediately, no matter how hard he worked, how many hours he worked, he'll have time for that. He's human. So you might have a day out the book where you're like, see, he not with it. He must be really worn out. So this debate does make the woman look like the troublemaker here. I know women, all right, I won't say I know. I've heard stories about women that don't work. They just stay home, let's say, or they work part-time. But if they're taking care of the kids, I'll defend y'all. If you're taking care of the kids, that's almost like a full-time job. Even these women get tired. Either, you know, not either. Even they may be too tired for sex sometimes. Bottom line is going to be whoever is addressing the situation. So if I had a woman guest, or if I let the women comment, they may dispute and go, I'm always ready. He don't be ready. So everybody gonna have their situation, how they defend it or whatever. But I'm telling you, sorry, ladies, in a mass majority, I got y'all being more tired. Two income household, I got y'all more tired the more responsibilities y'all have. It's a mood thing. Again, emotions. Y'all just may not be in the mood. I'm not charging this as something malicious. I'm not saying y'all spitefully, purposely withholding sex. I'm just saying. You get me? So, for trying to have a solution for you. It's too late to do this if you're already shacked up. Living apart is better for sex life. So if you're seriously dating and y'all about to take it to the next level, I'm not saying don't shack up. I feel psychologically when you don't live with your partner, those couples have more sex, to me. Because y'all have y'all own space. Y'all do what y'all do during the week. Y'all take care of each castle separately. And when y'all come together, it's most likely gonna go down. You know, now if y'all have more of a set routine where someone spends the night 2-3 nights during the week and then the weekend too, there's more time, then somewhere it may slack. Because that's almost resembling living together, even though y'all don't live together. But if y'all got y'all work week, y'all both off weekends, I'm just using that as an example, and y'all don't live together, it should be, all those weekends, it should be going down. I'm sorry. It better be going down. Every fucking weekend. I don't care who work hard, what you may need. Ladies, I'll give you a pass, I'll give you a play. You come through Friday night, you might need a nap. You may just want to lay on your guy. Friday, we gonna kind of want it off rip though. But I feel men, give them that recharge. That don't mean the whole night into wee Saturday afternoon. I'm saying, depending on the time y'all link, let it get a little cat nap. But it should be going down first 4 to 6 hours of us linking if we ain't see each other all week. I'm just saying, if you want shit to be healthy, calm, cool. It's not a threat. It's not applying no type of pressure you must or it won't work. I'm just saying for this topic's sake. So that's the cheat code. Living apart is better sex life. And the part 3 is a fair debate even across the board. I know women will say they have cases of that. You know, I've heard stories with women saying, my man could get it every time. I never tell my man no. If they're completely happy, things are, afloat and in great standings. I've heard women say, I never deny my man. That's cute. I'm talking about high level energy here and it being fascinating. Not just you turning over, lifting up a leg and saying, here, take it. Or, quickie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes that got to go down. Sometimes that's like something staged, like y'all purposely doing that. If that's discussed, you want it quick and fast. Those happen. But you know what I'm talking about. Like when you just don't have the oomph and you just kind of doing it just to say you didn't deny it. I mean, that's better than not doing it though. So fellas, you're not going to win every battle. You can't really complain. I'll be humble. You can't really complain if your woman never says no, even if the performances are not always up. She's not a machine. I get that. So I'll defend that. You know what I mean? But I still feel like a 2-income household, a woman is going to be more tired to have sex than the man in most cases. Capiche? All right. Fellas, wait till the woman is comfortable enough around you, whether casual sex or sex with a more meaningful connection. This takes maturity and reaching certain plateaus. But then it's still challenging. Men, when we're younger, 20s, hormones crazy, right? Every woman we interact with in any type of level, dating, talking, etc. We want to get right to work. We want to get busy immediately. First date, first night. A lot of us can say that's how we thought at some point in our life. So when we didn't have shit together at all, we felt that way. So ladies, you must understand, and that doesn't make it right. But if a man doesn't have his shit together and he was younger and he expected love on the first night, what do you think a man who has his shit together, how you think he gonna think? Now, some of that getting his life together may have added patience, understanding, and more logic to his thinking. So maybe not everybody is going to feel that. If they felt that way when they didn't have it together, that they should feel more entitled now that they do have it together. But there's no cheat code. We still want it almost right away. I'm sorry. We just don't control if it go down right away. We never control that. You know, I want to give that harsh reality to men if they thought differently. You think that you got one up, fellas? Oh, yo, when we met, it was just instant attraction and we just went in. You have very little to do with that. Sorry to say. So, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down. Just chill. The best advice, and it's not a strategy. Ladies, don't listen to this and think I'm setting y'all up. Fellas, I know you want to get dessert first, way before dinner, and the appetizers, but you got to wait this one out. It's awkward, you know what I mean? Like, you can roll the dice, and I know men been in these situations. I have. You kind of forcing the issue or being a little too aggressive. Now it fucks up the mood, and it's kind of like, could have just waited. Because when a woman is comfortable, it's probably going to be her best performance. Not per se, because I'm also told or heard that women don't pull out all the tricks the first time. Everybody can't get the specialties. You know, sometimes that first time is just an introduction. But it's still better performance than you making it weird by being too aggressive. We get to an age, I'm not even going to let alcohol be a blame no more. So, you know, I know women out there are hesitant to come to a guy's house to hang out for the first time. I said this before, probably real recent. So I feel like that's a good test though, but you got to know. You got to know the person. I wouldn't say stranger wise, y'all just met online or y'all just met in the street that day and you come to his house right away. You do what you want. You know, I don't want to really upset either side. I know fellas wish they can meet someone and they come over right away if they have the time awarded. You know, someone like me is kind of biased and I might be on the guy side more here because I know I work a lot of hours where if I'm trying to do that, it's because I have a window that I don't normally have. And I want you to take advantage of the fact that I don't have a lot of windows. So it's not about really rushing you. And that's getting personal, but you can do what you want. You don't have to agree with me, but that's my strategy, I think. And the time that I have is limited. So if I say this day, this time, try to make that. I'm setting, you know what I mean? Setting away time from my solo time that I actually have. And solo time is so important to be by yourself sometimes, isolate. But that's a here and no there. Yeah, so it's a good test if y'all are comfortable enough or y'all spoke for long enough that ladies, you could come over and you could see where the guy is with it. You know what I mean, fellas? I know that's going to be very enticing, but you gotta plan it. You know, plan an actual hangout. Don't just be, all right, if she come over, I don't really know what we're going to do, but to get right to that. You know, you're going to look crazy, guys. And again, ladies, I'm not setting you up. There should be some, you know, the Netflix and chill phrase. They take that way out of context a lot. You can actually watch something, order food, conversate, you know what I mean? And based on how long that hangout is, y'all grown. So if it get there, I don't see the problem. But relax, fellas. She's there because she trusts you enough to be in your presence, kind of isolated, whether your crib, their crib, you know, that means a lot. So respect that. When they get comfortable, you'll know. You don't have to be a savage. It's kind of like I said with the last pod, with when you go to hang out and you're at a party or something and you want to just cold approach. Chill out. Show you got some self-control. Show that, you know, you experienced women before and know how to respect their space. This is not the praise. This is just, you know, facts. Like, just to make it even across the board. I like to, you know, voice a reason. I should take everybody's perspective into consideration. So fellas, wait. You know, I'm not going to go against how soon you try to invite them over. Shoot your shot with that. But relax if they do decide to come over on your first invite. You can't be mad if they decline that, though. It's another maturity thing when you grow up, because I used to take that personal when they didn't want to come over right away. But you got to understand, women got to protect themselves. We're the protector, but she don't know you yet. How she know you're going to protect her? You could be the damn predator. I respect you ladies for that. A man who can emotionally detach from a woman he loves is a man who will go far in life. I honestly may sound a little ignorant here. I don't know why this is here, because that's like fucking duh. But I'm acting tough. So if you're not getting treated the right way, and I'm talking to guys right now, all guys, if you're not getting treated the right way, of course you better know how to emotionally detach, because all the love in the world and everything you could possibly do for this woman, if she's not appreciative of it and reciprocating it, oh well, it's time to let go. And I feel like everybody has a limit. Everybody gets pushed far where they go, oh, that's it. You know, sooner than later, I hope you're able to do the detachment. The only reason that this comment can get any light is because some men take longer than others to detach. But I feel like every man is going to go, I'm bugging. This is a waste of time. It's not happening over here. It's just not rocking for me. You know, we could try and try, but it ain't there. And that's what women want. And that's what's kind of like fucked up, excuse my French. I don't like that because, and I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about with the don't like. When we invest in a woman and she invests in us and they're an entity, you know what I'm saying? They're together, they're one. That emotional part is what a woman claims to seek from the guy, his emotional intelligence, but being able to tap in and all that surrounds emotions, right? So we do all of that, which is hard for us. The emotional intelligence, it doesn't come easy for a lot of guys. You know, they have to work on that, right? So when the woman gets us to work on that and we actually get it and show it, and now we're there all the way, to not get treated the right way after that is crazy. Because he has to detach now. I was going to make up a word, right? He has to detach from that. You know, physical, it's so judged. Like women are like, oh, it's more than just physical. You know why a man could sleep with whoever based off attraction? Because if it ain't a deeper connection and it ain't meant to go further, it's easier to get over that than to do all of the investment and grabbing the emotional part of it, and that don't work. And I'm not saying that that means that you use a strategy other than what you feel is correct for you in your life. Yes, when a man is fully invested in his woman and vice versa, and y'all are really making power moves, he's gonna have to have an emotional attachment. He just has to. So ladies, I'm not against that part. You know what I mean? But y'all gotta really see if y'all rock, because that's hard. Women, you know, I just had a conversation today. Shout out Eyebrows Iced Coffee, E-Money. You know, she said some real shit about women can't, you know, women who just give their body to anybody, they be bugged out. You know, there's a bunch of souls in her now. So they kind of got to limit how often they do that. And I respect that. But for us, it don't matter how much people got our souls. It's easier to detach physically than emotionally. Can we all agree on that? Like, isn't that like a big duh? You know, but I get the importance of having that because it tells you that this relationship is not just physical, and women need that comfort. You know what I mean? They need to know that they're not just looked at as a toy. Fair enough. You know what I mean? So I still say duh though. Like, fellas, I know detaching from a woman you love is hard, but you will go far in life if you're able to say, I'm not getting treated right. I don't care how much emotional investment I put in this woman, I'm gone. The sad part is the aftermath, because what we can continue with here is he will go far in life, but there's going to be some hiccups because he's going to feel a way that his emotional investment was a waste or got played with, because we don't just surrender that like that. You know what I mean? And women could debate me back. Oh, well, we just don't give our body to anybody. But I'm hearing, go back to what I said before, wait till they're comfortable. If the woman's deciding when the sex happens, can they really feel a way if shit don't work out right after or close to when they give in for sex? I'm hearing some women saying, well, if I chose to sleep with him and then it don't work out after that, they could face themselves because they wanted to do that, you know? That's why I tell fellas to relax, because if she wants to and she does, no matter how that goes from there, how can she really be mad? She wanted to do it, you know? But the emotional part, that's a whole different story. So I don't know if we could play, comparison and say a man's emotional investment is equal to how a woman feels about giving herself physically to her man. Physical investment. I don't think that's an equal exchange. It's not at all. Isn't it true that physical happens way sooner than the emotional attachment? Physical attachment for both sides? You tell me what you think about that. Comment, share, like, subscribe to the channel, Voice of Reason NF. I know I kind of just threw that in there. You gotta do the promotion. Hit the notification bell. But that's a good one. Physical connection, emotional connection. Obviously, physical is... Once y'all get it in, that could tell a lot. But the emotional part is definitely a build a block. Build a bear. You know what I mean? So just take heed to that. Okay, little sidetrack joint. Things that don't taste good works best for you. We only have one or two examples of that, but there's way more down the line, like medicine, and we could dig deeper. But this was inspired because, let's say, for example, ginger, turmeric, those things are good for you. Those ginger shots, turmeric shots, if you're in the area where you have access to that. Those things work good, especially like for your immune system. They taste terrible, but it's dope. You know what I mean? Because it's a shot, you could kind of chuck it back real quick. You probably could deal with that. The other inspiring part is because of, so for me, I was never a coffee drinker. More energy drinks, and then not that too often either. But I've subsided. I've cut out the energy drinks almost entirely. So now the coffee is a thing for me, mostly. I don't want to admit that because I'm trying to lean off of it. But it was iced coffee. So inspired by The Rock, you know who he is. Cold takes away the purpose of that. Like espresso shots and all of that. You need the heat for it to work better. So back to the things that don't taste good. Shout out Bustelo. They're going to laugh at this. Whoever hears this that knows where this came from. The Bustelo hot. That should work. It's 90% of the reason you're getting this podcast on time. Just know that. Because my schedule is kind of crazy this week and y'all almost didn't have the normal Monday 12 noon. But consistency is key. And I try to provide that for you. So just keep in mind, things that are good for you don't taste good, but they work out. All right. Now I want to shout out Jermaine Smith and his film Cooking in Yesterday's Grease. He had a private screening. I was in attendance. My music is in there. I was very honored to be invited. It's a good film. It's not out yet. I will put it in the timestamps the minute I know there's availability to watch it. But that's the title, Cooking in Yesterday's Grease. Some of the cast members I knew from back in the day. And from working, I've been out here, you know. I don't know if you know my resume, I've been out here. So it was cool to see some cast members I was familiar with. Shout out to the cast members. Shout out to Jermaine Smith. You may see one of the cast members as a guest here soon. It'll just pop up for you. I won't even continue to talk about it or bring it up again, actually. So stay tuned for that. But dope film, dope film. You know, I had my dibble dabble in the web series type. You know, I don't know. This is a film. I wouldn't call it a web series, but I've had my acting debuts. You know, so I'll give a little praise to that before I get out of here. Thanks to everybody who gave me a chance. I was in Cold World web series. That's on Tubi. I was in Foster Sin. That's on Tubi. Some other things where you only could go to YouTube is like Southern Belle web series. Terms and conditions may apply. One way I don't think you can access any longer, Bernadette and Rufus. So I just want to give flowers because I've had my acting chance. So if you want to go check those things out, this is my podcast, so I'm probably not going to put these links or access to it in my timestamps, but you can just go off the names I told you, especially the ones on Tubi, and, you know, rate the kid. How do you think I did? You know what I'm saying? But it's dope. I've loved that. You know, I loved when I was experiencing that. I think I have like these multiple talents where we don't know, and I won't say we, me. I feel music is number one. I've said that with my guest. Shout out A grader. Music is number one for me. That's something that there's no debate. I will stand on that and say I was supposed to do that for sure. Everything else that I'm doing, this podcast and acting, those are like byproducts. But I feel like everything that I apply, I'm going to be able to do it. You know, it's a mindset thing. And I say that to encourage you that anything that you got going on that you want to challenge yourself with or try, do that shit. You know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short. Don't count yourself out. Anything is possible, and I believe in you. So to the next time, you know my 3 Ps. Stay productive, stay pushing, stay progressive. Peace out.